Let suffering speak. My name is Derrick Bailey, and I'm probably going to talk about maybe my dealing with the police from way back in the 70s, 80s. I think the police, they got an agenda from time. They as soon as they put the uniform on, it's like they're a different person, right? And people say, I will call them out. I will say that probably the majority of police are racist, even though they try to say, no, we're not racist. I grew up in Handsworth, and then the thing is, if you dare to leave Handsworth and drive in that area, don't go, especially Harborne. I worked in Harborne, right? So, and every day on my way from work, I used to get pulled over, sometimes 2-3 times a week. And back then, you had to do what they call producers. Right? So yes, like the police, they took it as a game to see, as soon as they see a black man in a car, something, yes, pull him over, right? And even though you say, what you got in the boot? Yeah, right, nothing. After time, I never used to keep anything in the boot, right? So then I know that by the time they pull me over, look in the boot, and there's this shocked look on their face, but there's nothing in there. And then all they could say, oh yes sir, here's your producer on your way, right? One thing I never did, and I didn't want to do it, is to react. Because as soon as you react, then then they're gonna pull that car apart. Take the wheels off and split the tire looking for drugs. Because any black person with a nice car back in the 70s, 80s was a drug dealer, right? Or they had something to hide. So like the George Floyd thing, right? Yeah, it's been going on. It's not just America. It's been going on in Britain for a long time, and it still is. As a young man, and there was a group of us, on a Sunday we used to go to church in Handsworth, Wayville. In the summer it was not too bad, but in the winter when it's dark from 6 o'clock, so we're going home in the dark. The police, they used to pull us over all the time. We used to walk en masse up Soar Road, right, which is like 2 minutes away from Thornhill Road. So the police then, at the time then, what they used to do is they used to wait for us to come out of church, right? And then sometimes there's one car, sometimes there's 2 cars. And they would always gather us up against the wall, searching us for no reason at all. And it wasn't it was just a game to them. But we never ever reacted, which I think that kind of annoyed them. They really annoyed them. But yeah, it never affected any of us, because in the group of people that I was with, 3 of them have gone on to doing their own pastoring at churches. I slipped away from church, but that group of young people that I was with, it did not affect them. It didn't turn them. It didn't turn nobody bitter. And at the end of the day, it's we dealt with it, right? Because we had God on our side, to be truthful, right? And even though I went away from the church, right? It's I still always had that ingrained in the back of my mind. So my parents was church people. So even though I slipped away a little bit, I still had that, and that ingrained, that helped me to stay grounded. And the best way I can say that, the way I dealt with that racism is to use it and say to myself, I am better than that. I don't have to get bitter. And if I got bitter, it would have meant that then I would get angry. I never did get angry. And it seemed like the more calmer I stayed, it was for me, but it wasn't so good for them. The police, the same police who used to harass us, right? One of them became my friend. When my dad died, he sent, because he became my friend, he sent an outrider to escort my dad's coffin from Handsworth over to BCC and then back to Handsworth Cemetery, because when when you realize that, you know something, not all black people are a waste of time, not all black people, like, I've gotten an axe to grind. That same policeman and Mr. Beeson, like, and I know he's dead and gone now, but you know something, they are good policemen. So yeah, I use that negativity to turn into positivity. So that's how I dealt with it. I befriended that same policeman who used to harass me.